So probably the last few months, one of the things that I've been having a lot of conversations around with, whether it's after keynotes or workshops or even just coaching clients, is I feel like I don't have a purpose anymore. I feel a little bit lost, a little bit wayward. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? And sometimes there's a demographic that becomes really strong. And at the moment, it's certainly for mums where, the teenagers don't need them anymore. And so their whole value set gets thrown out the window, right? They've gone from being needed to now not being needed or wanted. And so that value piece for them of having that strong purpose has disappeared. And they get stuck, right? They get left going, well, now what? But it's not just mums at the moment. I'm actually getting a lot of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds saying, well, what's this all about? How do I actually find my purpose, right? That ikigai, that reason why you wake up in the morning. And so I thought what I'd actually do is just go through a workshop that we do with Green X7, right? It's a 90-minute workshop. Don't worry, we're not going to spend 90 minutes doing this. This is going to be a 90-second version, a little bit longer. But it might just help you sort of understand your purpose, right? And how you could find it, how you find that pathway to doing what you really want to do. And this workshop I created, God knows how many years ago now, but it all started when I was a young fella and I went traveling overseas. And I did so many different things. I worked in London in a suit. I lived in Scotland in the middle of the Highlands building log cabins. I travelled around Australia. I was a stockman out in Deniliquin. I became a dive master. I was a labourer. God knows whatever else I did. And I had this journal and I would take it with me everywhere. And in the back, I would have these two columns. And one of the columns was things that I liked, and the other side was things that I didn't like. Now, from spending years of traveling and doing so many different things, these columns started to add up. And in my mid-20s, right, I actually found this book and looked at it. And in the don't like column, it had, I didn't like living in cities, I definitely didn't like being indoors, right? And all these things. And in the column that said what I liked, it was being outdoors, being in nature, being on the water, right? Conversing with people. And that's how Water Sports Guru got created back in 2009. And so I started to look deeper into this when we started Green X7, because it's something that comes up a lot, and purpose can change, right, throughout your life. There's different chapters. Now, my purpose has definitely changed since I've had kids. But what I want to do now is go through a really quick exercise that if you're really struggling at the moment, if you just feel like you're spinning on the spot, how do you know that you're on purpose, right? What is your why? Start with Why, Simon Sinek, great book. So grab a pen and paper with me, and I'm going to get you to do a couple of little things that's going to help you go down the right path. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to find your purpose right now. We might have a second conversation, but I want you to start here. And the first thing that we have to start when it comes to our purpose is who are we, right? What makes us tick? What are our values? And we don't really talk about values much anymore in society, but for me, values are what guide me, right? It's like my internal compass. And for me, what I want to do, or for you, is I want you to write down your values. Now, I'm going to write down my 5, okay, just for this point of exercise. And for me, integrity, right, is probably my highest value. Now, after that comes health. After that is family. After that is fun and adventure. Although with 2 kids under 3, I'm not sure how much fun and adventure I'm getting at the moment. And under that is community. So these are my top 5 values. Now for you, you can write a whole heap of values down, but what I want you to do then is I just want you to order them, okay, in terms of importance. Okay, so these are my 5. Now, health goes above family for me because I know that if I'm not healthy, there's nothing I can do for my family anyway. So really think on it, okay? Spend some time in nature, go over them, right? Percolate on it, and actually ask yourself, why are these your values, right? Remember the number one regret of the dying, okay? I wish I lived a life true to myself and not others expected of me. So I don't want you to think about what other people's values are or what values they've placed onto you. I want you to think about deep down, what are your core values, okay? Then here's the thing, and this one's really interesting. What I want you to do, right, is I want you to create a circle, okay? And with each one of these, let's say integrity, I want you to shade in how much you feel you're actually living that value. This one's really important. How much you actually feel you're living that value, and be really honest about it. Okay, so for me with integrity, to be honest, it sits at the core, and Mum, I'm thanking you for this one, okay? Integrity means everything to me. My name is everything, and then that's how I grew up. But it's so a part of me that I feel like if I didn't do this, God, there's no point even waking up in the morning. The next one for me is health. I'm probably sitting here. Family. Right now, I'm definitely giving as much as I can. Fun and, here we go. Fun and adventure, right? Terrible at the moment. And community, I'm probably sitting halfway. So when I look at this, okay, I automatically see how much I'm living those core values. It's really simple to see. And then what I want you to do there is I just want you to put one or two things that you could do to actually improve that. So for fun and adventure, man, I really got to make some more time for me to go out surfing or free diving, right? The whales are starting to go past. I'm going to go hang out with those guys. But what is it for you? So that's your first exercise. Then what I want you to do, okay, here's the next stage. Once you've done that, I want you to put at the top of a piece of paper passions and strengths. Okay? Now, don't be modest about this one. Okay? I want you to, even without thinking, just throw everything down that you can possibly think about in these two things. So my passion is definitely nature. I love water. I love all of that stuff, right? Whatever it is for you, whatever really lights you up. And maybe you've forgotten. Maybe you've been so caught up in the grind of life that you've even forgotten what lights you up. Maybe you need to rewind 10 years or 20 years or, gosh, even as a teenager. What used to light you up, okay? What really makes your heart sing? I want you to write it all down, okay? There's no limit on this one. Just write them all down on a piece of paper. And then what I want you to do is I want you to circle the ones, right, that really matter for you, the most significant ones, and circle them. Then, on this side, and this is where most people struggle, I want you to write down all the things that you're good at. Don't shy away, okay? Don't tell me you don't have any. That's a load of crap. Write down all the things that you're good at, okay? So, for me, when I look at my strengths, I'm going to say conversing, okay? I actually love listening. I'm getting better at that one, right? Write down all your strengths, all the things that you're really good at, okay? That's the next activity. Now, this is what I want you to do. Same again, circle the things that are top of the list for that one. So right now, when you're looking at your pieces of paper, you've got your values, you've got your passions, you've got your strengths. And then what I want you to do is today, this week, and just over the next month, or maybe it's just going to come to you like that, I want you to look at that and actually just start to see how you could actually turn these into a purpose. Now, for me, when I looked at these, straight away it came to me that my purpose is actually getting people to reconnect back to themselves and others through nature, right? That has become my core purpose. And that was everything that came through to here. Now, when I've got that, the pathway to actually using that purpose is so varied, right? I can take people paddleboarding and doing a coaching session. I can run a workshop for a team. I can do a keynote. I can just sit there and listen to you over a cup of tea, right? That is how I live my purpose. But we all have completely different purposes. So what's yours? Don't get caught up in the nitty-gritty. Find out what makes your heart sing. Find out what your core values are, what you really believe in. And if you don't know what your core values are, think about this. What is it that you love? And what is it that you hate? I hate injustice. I can't handle it. But what is it for you? Write down all the things that you can't stand, right? Environmental pollution, or it doesn't matter. But these are the things that sit in the core. Get out of here, get into here, okay? And if you're struggling with it, you can always flick me an email and I'll help you through it. But hopefully, this has given you a little bit of understanding about what you can do with your strengths and your values and your passions, and how you can actually move forward in your next chapter to really find that ikigai, that reason that lights you up in the morning, right? New chapter, new life. Good luck with it. Cut.
Amazing.